Okay.
I'm like this the whole show.
Right? All right, guys. Wait, are we doing the... Yeah, okay. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Hi. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of
Be Uplifted.
I think
All
I
right.
got it now.
I think she
in.
got it,
You're
too. Oh,
still
yeah.
don't.
So if we haven't gotten the gist, I don't know what episode this is that we're going to release, but, like, we have a new family member on our team. She is...
She.
No, you don't matter right now. So she, if you guys kind of missed it, she is taking over for Lonnie while she's on her little... Wow.
No, don't say
start
that.
drama.
That's not true.
Lonnie said
she's-
she was tired of us, and
I know she was
didn't
like,
answer text
I'll
messages.
check it here and there.
That I do believe.
So she's taking over for Lonnie's spot because there's not many people that can handle these two boys, and she's one of them. So
Yeah.
That's why she's sitting next to Vince.
Yep.
Yeah.
I said you're gonna sit
I
next to
gotta
your
keep him in
adversary.
check.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vince earlier is so funny. He says she'll fit right in. She gives me the same kind of side eye that Lonnie does,
Yeah.
or she rolls her eyes at me just as hard as Lonnie does.
Yeah,
I was
but she'll
like,
kill
exactly.
you. Lonnie would be like a little passive.
Yeah. That's what I need in my life.
with Jasmine right there, he's gonna think twice about saying. He'll be like, "Well, you know,
And I'm be like, what?
never mind."
So you guys will see foreplay in action.
Oh no, I'm gonna say that shit still. It just might be the last thing I say.
that part.
Right.
All right, Jazz. So Jazzy Faye, that's her handle, by the way.
Jazzy Faye 20.
That's right. We'll
Ladies
have
and
all of
gentlemen.
ours underneath the description box.
Gentlemen,
We're not at the strip club right now.
Yeah,
Well,
but
she said
Jazzy
Jazzy
Faye.
Faye.
I know. I'm just saying. He doesn't need to announce people. No, I'm teasing you though. Okay, so
Stand by.
we were having a discussion while we were having a little dinner yesterday, right? And she posed like a pretty good question. So I'll let you go ahead and let them know what our topic is about.
All right. Topic for today.
how do two
Does-
women decide what to eat?
We're gonna be here
Wow.
forever.
Does a man's value increase with age and a woman's decrease? But not only with age, with money as well. Does a woman's value decrease or increase?
As she's able to make more money or as much money as the man. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
This is a perfect question for Vince because he's ready to go.
Wait, does anybody else want to go first?
No, I want
would
to hear what you
say
guys say.
It depends on your definition of value.
Well, I think Vince has said this before on previous podcasts where, as the man, as he's going through school, his value is essentially rises to the point where now he's making money. Whereas a woman, they're more geared. Technically, like historically, they're looked upon their looks, so their value is more as they're younger. But as they get older, it drops in value also, and that's how sometimes you notice, like there's a lot of women that end up with the whole notion of, boss babe, whatever. I don't need a man until you're 40, and it's hard for you to find a man
Because
your
you're-
value has now dropped.
Oh, okay. As in like looks
And everything, so it's harder for you
age.
to find that man that you're searching for because you spent your
Prime years.
prime years alone because you were so concentrated on your lifestyle, your career
goals,
and whatnot. So that's one thing. That's one way to look at it.
That's actually. I mean, I guess we probably said that here, but that's a good point. Yeah. What do you think
Am I
about that?
Well, okay. So this is the thing: is that okay for as far as the age thing goes? Yeah, there's not a lot of 40-year-old girls that I know that can put their legs behind their back. You know what I'm saying, or behind their neck. So it's like, yeah.
That's where the value comes in for Vince.
Hey, I have my
I
values.
know young people who can't do that. So okay.
Yeah, but it's
Go
more it's more likely that a younger person will be able to do that. But when it comes down to like the money thing, that in itself, I would say that her value to a man doesn't increase or decrease, but her idea of a suitable man increases, so it lowers the pool that she's going to be looking for. Like so like let's
okay.
take for example, right? if a girl drives a Mercedes-Benz, has a nice job, has a nice place, right? She's going to, you guys are familiar with the term hypergamy, where you date up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she's going to want somebody that's going to be higher than that.
Right.
Now, the problem is that we don't look at girls as a source of income. We don't look at them as like the providers. So even though their, I guess, values go up for what they're looking for, their worth doesn't. Because we want a hot girl that's gonna, you know, a young hot girl that's gonna be submissive or whatever. Her making more money doesn't change her attraction level. It doesn't change her, you know, like her ability to submit. And if anything, it's going to make it worse, you know, because now she's a boss bitch, you know. So now she's
in
not
the
going
man world, you would say that it almost decreases the value for you guys because now her ego or her value to herself is higher, which makes it harder for you guys.
Well, what I'm saying
In
is
a
that
sense.
we judge or we look for a partner based on certain values, and the value that you're improving with making more money doesn't improve the
You don't give
values
two
that
fucks
we're looking
about
at.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not
okay.
about lowering your value. It's more like we're not looking for that specific thing that you guys
like a
think
woman
is,
is with a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But the thing that you have named as the value have been looks and
Yeah.
what else?
Yeah. 100%. I'll date a crazy girl if she
Is-
looks good.
If she looks good.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing.
But that's
But it's also
honesty,
true, though.
right?
It's true.
Adversely though, there's definitely again, like I said, I think it depends on your definition of value because there are a shit ton of dudes that are totally fucking with some ugly like, ugh, and it's like because of the money. It's backwards. Usually,
Yeah.
the man is the one that, or typically speaking, the women are the gold diggers, but there's definitely gold digging dudes. Like we've all seen them.
Yeah.
Narcissists,
Yeah.
using the girls,
I
But-
just feel like as a woman, we can't win for lose, like at all.
Why?
So I feel like this. Okay, me being a single mom, I have to step up for my kids. So me stepping up means I need to have a better job so I can make sure I take care of them. I need to have certain things in place, not only for myself, but for them. And then in return, it's looked at, well, she's too independent, she's this, she's that. Now, my value decreases because I have all these things for myself, but it's because I had to get these things for myself because
You had no choice.
I had no
essentially.
choice.
No.
So now I'm not, in a sense, you're saying I'm not deemed basically worthy because you guys don't care about that stuff. We just care about your looks and all this other stuff. And now you've waited this long for this, that, and the other, and it's like, okay, well,
I
we're-
couldn't help it. I had to focus on those things,
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
But wouldn't a guy want to like talk to you or attracted you based on your looks, and everything else would just be just added, either a bonus or whatever you look at
But
it.
is it added bonus if like you said, if I make more than you?
No.
Is it added?
Nope.
That's exactly.
Because how many times, and it might not be
disagree.
you guys, it might not be you girls here, it might not be like, you know, our immediate audience or anything like that, but for the most part, when a girl is completely honest and they look at both of their incomes, the girl for the most part is gonna say, what's yours is ours, what's mine is mine.
No.
Yeah, it's 110% like that. There's some times where like a girl, yeah, there's sometimes that a girl would like be like, oh babe, I'm gonna take us out one time out of the month. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, because in our marriage, it's very, very equal.
Well, yeah,
Like, it all
but
goes
remember I
into-
said, you know, you guys are different.
Okay.
You know, like
You're talking about like generalization.
generalizations. Whatever the girl makes is her money. Whatever the guy makes is their money.
I mean, I guess generally speaking, like I don't know what pool or sampling, but I feel like
Yeah.
that's definitely like not.
Well, in San
Always
Diego,
the
it
case.
does help. You know, like we do need to be
Dual
like
income.
yeah. Yeah,
It's
but
a
you
little
look at
different here.
anywhere else, or even in the sense that even if we are dual income, the majority of the bills that are paid fall upon the guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then the things that like when they go out, the guy mostly pays.
Okay.
But
But that's what quite this is a question I could be. Is that what you guys want? Because you're saying that you don't care about her money. So if you don't care about her money and the fact that she makes money, you want to then take care of her, right?
no, this is how it is, and I'm just okay with it.
No, I think that the whatever, like, the amount of money she makes is
Irrelevant is what you're saying.
not irrelevant, but it's like the last on my list of what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's insignificant, and that's just something that I don't care. How successful and how driven you are. But when I first meet a girl, I'm looking at the looks,
Yeah.
right? I'm looking at the looks and what she can give me, but not necessarily like, oh yeah, she makes a good living. That's
Yeah,
the
well-
last thing on the list. And
You're
sometimes
looking more at like, can she be a good mother? Can she cook?
yeah,
Can she be
exactly.
the woman portion of a relationship?
So the amount
When
of
I'm
money you
first
make and
looking,
how
it's not
driven
even
you are,
that.
like if you own a company, would just be a bonus, but it's not necessarily something that comes into play. Like, I'm not looking for somebody to save me. You know what I'm saying? It's more or less like, yeah, I'll admire you for the fact that you have your own company, you're an independent woman and whatnot, but that's not going to be the one thing that I look for initially.
So, Jasmine, are you saying that in your experience that you have been looked down on because you are an independent woman? Is that
Oh, most
something?
definitely.
Okay, so what do you guys say to that? So I think that's where she's coming from. Where, like, in her experience, that was not the case. The guys did care that she was too much of an independent woman and providing for herself. Maybe they felt emasculated or something like that. You know?
It's a possibility.
Okay.
There's definitely
Maybe
a
it's
lot
just a choice of
Yeah.
men too. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know.
True.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, there are guys that are going to be intimidated by
Yeah.
by that. But I mean, if you like a person enough to start dating them, why is that even a factor?
Yeah.
Because you're scared that your homies are going to be like, oh, you're looking for a sugar mama. She makes more money than you would. Like, what does that matter?
Well, I'll be honest with you. In my top 3, when I'm looking at a girl, the very, very, very first thing that I notice is going to be what she looks like.
Right. That's
The
most
second,
guys.
yeah, the second thing that I'm gonna look at is does she will she embarrass me? You know what I'm saying?
So the way she carries herself.
Yeah.
basically.
So
Okay.
like Christine. You know, I know she doesn't watch this podcast and nobody's gonna tag her in it, but Christine, she's almost perfect for me. You know what I'm saying? She's a boss babe, so
Right.
I really don't mind that. I would prefer my girl to make more money than me. I don't care, but I also know that that's not my money. But here's the thing: is that like when we walk together and stuff, she's easily distracted. You know, so she'll like when we went to Pacers.
Yeah.
I told her, yeah, go have fun.
Yeah.
Right. And she's running around and she's getting dances for other girls. But then it makes me kind of look like an idiot.
'Cause
But
you're
then,
kind of like standing around.
yeah, because I'm standing around. Well, I mean, but in Pacers, you know, like I'm never by myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if it was a different situation or different environment, then I'll look like a complete simp. You know,
Right.
bringing in some girl somewhere,
she's not
letting
even
yeah,
paying attention to you.
exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's the only reason that I don't think that we would be a good couple. But yeah, that's the second thing. The third thing is how well she would be around, like as far as like a mother or something like that. Maybe the 2 and 3 should be switched. But yeah, to get her to be thought of as like the mother of my children, she has to pass the second one first. That's why I think that's why the second one is. But yeah, in all of those, I really don't care how much the girl makes because that money is never mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but to ask Jasmine, because you said that it's happened more than once, right? Where
Well, yeah, but even if it's not just money, it's just you basically taking care of yourself to a higher standard, I guess. You having your own, and I'm trying to think of how to word this.
I'm just trying to find out like what if there's a trigger, if there's something that's happening that's causing these guys to go, whoa, what the hell's going on? Like, is it a
Well,
misunderstanding?
I could say this. So I'm not going to even say the name of this podcast because I never watched it, but I've seen clips of it. And
I know which one this
I
is.
know which one it is too.
Yep. Go
you
on.
guys. No, just kidding.
It's us. No, it's like
It's y'all. No, so anyways, watch this podcast, and on it, this lady said, he asked her, what do you bring to the table? What if
I am
you-
the table.
No, he
no,
said,
okay, wait,
he
go ahead.
said, he said, what is it if you can describe yourself to a man that would make him want you, what would that be? And she was like, well, I have a great job. I have a house. I take care of myself. I do this. I do that. He was like, so you just described yourself as a man? And she was like, no. He was like, not once did you say that you were beautiful and that you were caring and that you were loving I kind of looked at that like, well, dang, like
I thought I was listing off some good shit.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I'm a man now.
like you don't, I don't have to, you don't have to pay for everything. Like we could be a team at this. That's
Yeah.
how I took it. Like,
Right.
dang, like we could come together.
So
and
his response
all this-
was like, oh shit,
Can-
because I'm
but
that
then he
girl.
was like, but you came off acting like a man, and I was like, a man? How?
So this might not exactly or directly answer the question, but let me give you an example. You know who Pharrell Williams is?
Yeah.
You know his Adidas, the Human Race?
No.
Okay. So Pharrell released like some shoes. They're NMDs with Adidas. They're Human Race. I have the U Nerds. These are the first ones.
okay.
See, you don't care. See, this means a lot to me. No, let me tell you why. This is
Because I was like, keep going.
yeah. So okay. So
it
here's
will make sense. This
here's
always happens.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. This means a lot to me
that you have these shoes.
that I have these shoes. I love these shoes. They're the
Yeah.
most comfortable and they're very very rare. I think they're reselling for about 4,500 right now. Right? It means a lot to me. You don't give two fucks about it. That's the same way it is when a girl tells me that she's a boss bitch. It's like, okay, good for you. So what? Are you gonna suck dick?
Okay, so you're saying that's why the man responded in that way because she basically listed shit off that guys
That we
don't
don't give a fuck
necessarily
about.
care
Yeah.
about. Okay.
I would say that podcast has two names, right?
Yeah.
Blah and blah, right? Usually the clips though, it starts off with them asking the women what type of man they're looking for, and they'll say, "Oh, I need a top tier guy, a 1%.
Yeah.
He has to earn $500,000 to $1 million
8-inch
a year.
dick, this and that.
No,
yeah.
no, just money wise.
Oh, money,
Yeah, he makes.
uh-huh.
he
Oh,
makes- he
that's where
makes-
my mind
He
went.
makes
I'm just kidding.
He makes 500,000 to $1 million. Then they ask, "Well, what do you have to offer?"
Yeah. What makes you worth that?
Yeah, and that's what their answer is, and it's like, well, is that it? Like that means nothing to men
Yeah.
in general.
So
Okay.
I actually think I might know the podcast because I recently happened upon it. But
Just recently, you don't hang out with me enough.
I
Right.
rumor has it I don't listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
So
look at it, look at
listen.
stank face right there.
The side eye is mad hard right now.
That's gonna be a story.
no, but based on the fact that I have very little background knowledge or understanding, like just based on the explanation that the woman gave and the dude's response, I feel like it's hella loaded. So like it's like we're not again going back to what I said earlier is like it depends on your definitions of value, because had they defined the terms of value that they were asking
Right.
prior to that, it's a loaded question.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
Well,
what
It's almost like she's being set up because
Yeah.
he was
No,
ready
it's
to
just-
attack. You know what I mean?
That
Yeah.
particular podcast, the one thing I hate about them
Is they do that.
is
a
they
lot.
do. They'll bring in random girls. There's like 15 girls and 2 of them, right? And
Right.
Normally like another guy.
Yeah.
They'll ask them a question, and these girls will answer, and they come prepared with statistics.
Yeah.
Like, well, what the fuck kind of shit is that? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
It's not
Like,
fair for the girls,
It's not
yeah.
about all statistics, but to that extent though, if these girls are always like, oh, I want a, what is it called, like a top layer guy or whatever,
Top tier.
top tier
Yeah.
guy, 500,000.
It's called act right.
And,
Top
and,
G.
and then you say, well, this is what I have to offer. I take care of myself, and I have a house. To some extent, men don't really care about that
Because they can provide that.
because they can provide that.
I
They're looking
see.
for what can you provide this guy that has everything already?
Yeah.
Okay, but
Okay.
then you guys are then being confusing to women because one point it's like,
I don't want to fucking gold digging, do nothing,
right,
bitch.
I want you to have your own, I want you to be this, I want you to be that. Then we do that, then it's like, oh, you're doing too much, I just want you to suck my dick and carry on and love me and be the mother of my household.
definitely
and
true,
all
because
that.
I've
So
heard-
it's like,
yeah.
that's why I say,
Where's
like,
the happy
I see
medium?
nothing wrong with scenario 2.
I know that. That's why I'm saying.
I think
That's the point.
I think the biggest issue is that when we find this information, it's on a podcast. Because it's on a podcast, especially those kind of podcasts, which is red pill, blue pill, it has to be the hosts have to be on an extreme level to gain some sort of like extreme support.
But this
Right.
is not even like podcast level. This is also like
I'll speak from experience.
real level,
In
like
real life.
Yeah,
experience
actually, I
level.
can-
Like this is what it is. It's at one point you'll get told, well, I want someone who's like this, so you're that person, and then it's like, well, that's not what I really want. I want you to be that, and it's like, okay,
No, I can.
it's almost like men have a unrealistic.
Like when we ask you what you want to eat, it's the same way. It's like
No,
when
it's
you
not
ask us what you want.
unrealistic, because look, if you ask me what I'm going to eat, I'm gonna give you 5 choices. You got to pick out of the 5. You pick the wrong one, that's your problem. Don't pick the wrong one. I
cool
gave you
with that.
5 choices.
I'm cool with that.
You did not go in the raid.
Yes, like it's usually the first
So,
or the last one.
I kind of have a story that I went through that relates to, I think, what you were saying. So the girl that I was with at the time, I told her that, like, yeah, I can't see us moving forward in this relationship unless you get your shit together. I didn't want her to be a boss bitch or anything like that. I just wanted her to maybe do the oil change on her car before she got, like a shopping spree or bought a new purse. You know what I'm saying?
Did she have to do the work too?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, like just fucking get it done. Maybe wash
so
your
be
car.
more responsible.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And so like when I'm looking at a girl that has her shit together, then I think that she would be a good person to move forward in a relationship with. Like when it comes down to those decisions, it's like, oh, I want to take a trip for our anniversary. Well, we kind of got bills to pay. Maybe later. You know what I'm saying? Still love you, but why do you need to show off to everybody just so that you can, so we can post that we have this perfect relationship? No, let's have a perfect relationship and tell nobody about it.
Right.
I'll take that over showing everybody a fake relationship.
So, okay, I have this question to you guys then. So, since you don't give a fuck about the finances, supposedly, right? So, what would have been the correct answer for that woman that you think would have been appeasing to men in general? The question when he was like, well, what do you bring to the table? And, and she was like, well, I do this, this, and this, and this. And he was like, so you just fucking described a man. What do you think would have been the better answer?
Support me and make my life easier. Because,
Support you how?
like, believe in me, for one. Another, like...
So, pretend that you're the girl. What would you're answering from a girl perspective? I want to hear it.
If you're going to provide for me, I'm going to do everything for you to make it easier for you to provide for me.
Okay. That would be a good answer, you feel?
That's an answer that I want.
Okay.
I'm also put on the spot, so like
Right.
as time goes on,
You'll probably
I might think, yeah, I might be
I'm
like,
trying
you know
to
what,
figure
yeah.
out what is it that she needs to do to support you. Like what would you?
What does that look like for
But there's-
for women to know, right?
I think it's different. Like for me, like I would need more or less like the emotional support because I'm not the emotional type.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
So what would your answer be if you were the girl?
that would be it. Like I can provide you with the emotional support and emotional stability to make your life easy too. Same thing. I just want somebody that will help me make my life easy.
So you're saying that in general, guys don't necessarily want women to go, well, I got a good job, I got a good house. Men actually want the mushy answer deep down inside. They're
Hell
like,
no.
I'll be there for you.
Not me. Guys are different though. Like I want different things than Rich.
Right,
Yeah.
which is why we're saying like, what is that support, so that it's clearer for a woman? Because for you to generally, you just said support and you just said support, but you both are agreeing that your levels of support are different. So, what do you think is a staple, like logical staple things that a woman should present to the table?
Well, it's
What
simple.
what makes it easy? Is it her cooking?
Yeah.
Is that something she should say? Should
Yeah,
she
I
say,
should-
I can
if-
cook, I can take care of children, I can...
So it's that whole like thing that girls are so delusional about and saying, oh, if you can have a house, but I'll make it a home. It's like, okay, bitch, make it a home then. Fucking clean up. Like make food. If I can buy groceries, you should be able to make dinner.
Okay.
If that's not the case, then we'll find a way around that. You know, maybe we just eat out all the time, or we just get Mikey's meals by using the code BABES10 to get 10% off on your meals.
That was
Nice.
a good one.
Yeah, I like that.
Good
Good job.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so let's say she can't cook. Okay, I'm not gonna. That's not a deal breaker.
Okay.
We can order Mikey's meals. I'm cool with that. If you're not good at like cleaning and shit like that, just take my shit to the laundromat. You know, like have somebody else do it.
So
I don't
just
care.
generally speaking, just making your life easy.
When I get home after me focusing my 8 or 10 or 12 hours so that we can have food on the table, have the food on the table.
But what if she's also working 8 to 10 hours?
Thank
That's why
you.
I don't give a fuck if she's making money or not. My
Because
job
that's
is
your
to provide.
You don't want a woman working if she's with you.
I want a woman to be working if she wants to work. Like
But
I don't
if
like
she wants to work, she still needs to come home and support you and everything that you have to.
yeah, because the job that she's gonna do for fun is not gonna be as pay as many bills as the job that I have to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if she does, that's cool, and I'll take the other role. I'll take the submissive role. I'm not opposed to that.
Okay.
But the way that things have been going, I'm always ending up being the
Primary
provider. Yeah.
Provider.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
so you are agreeing that if the girl does make more and she is the provider, that you are okay as the man to play the role that does the cooking and
Yeah.
does the clean. Okay.
and I'll be the 100% provider. She'll never see the inside of a mechanic's workshop. I'll do all of the maintenance or have one of my friends do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She'll never have to wash a dish because I'll do all of the dishes and everything. I'll do my job to make her job easier.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If she has to make a call to the distributor in Japan at like some odd hour in the morning, like when she's tired, she's gonna come home to a bed that's made.
Okay.
That's not that hard.
Okay. Queer Rich, thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm different. I mean, like for me, I think more of like on the artistic side, I guess. So it's always like when it comes to that, I've always wanted somebody that would just be there to support that, to nurture it, as opposed to somebody that would look at it as like a hindrance in whatever relationship or whatever whatever I'm trying to accomplish for the relationship.
Okay.
You know.
So, like, for example, you're saying, like, you do YouTube, right? You want a woman that will support that instead of telling you, like, go get a fucking real job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would.
That
have
would be enough
I
for
would
you.
have a real job,
Right, of
to
course.
support everything. But it's not like because I have that passion. There has to be, I'm looking for somebody that can kind of nurture it.
I see.
As
I
opposed to looking at it like something that takes away from the relationship.
Yeah.
What about if it's the situation that Vince said? Say you both work an 8-hour job, right? And you both come home. Are you like Vince in the sense that you kind of expect her to take on that womanly role even though you both have worked a full day? Or do you think it should be, it depends. Like, is it situational for you? How do you feel?
I mean, I've never defined anything as a womanly role.
Okay.
I think that there's I mean, if she can't cook, then I'm cooking.
Okay.
You know,
and
what
you're
I'm saying?
okay with that?
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts? He's all no.
She's right
He's
there.
all like this.
Yeah, no, it's just like it's a lot of it seems very like situational, and like I feel like one of the other things is we're talking about this answer that this girl gave and then this retort that this guy had to her answer, and I kind of feel like whether you're a male or a female or whatever, like your dating desire is, like you should not be accepting a one sentence answer to define what you're looking for in a relationship. Like, I feel like it takes, like, if a girl comes up to me and says, I can provide all these things, and I know that's not what I'm looking for necessarily, then if she's does meet my other desires, say physically, like if I'm like, damn, this girl's hot, and then she says all that shit, and I'm like, well, that's not really what I'm looking for, I would still be like, okay, well, I don't really need all that. Where do we go from here? Because that's what's gonna like make the relationship work, and like how you could fall into your roles, and your roles are gonna change because depending on your negotiable values, her negotiable values, your unmovable, you know what I mean, there's gonna shit is gonna fall into place, and there's something that you may be like, oh, I don't really look at that as a value, that's not something that's really important to me. But then when you get into that relationship,
it turns
based on
into a value.
based on what you're providing or she's providing, the thing that you weren't really looking for suddenly becomes more important.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so like
that's true.
and that, again though, like you were saying right at the very beginning, the whole like red pill blue pill fucking shit, it's like,
Right.
yeah.
But that's the problem with those podcasts. You know, it's like it's so black and white, but it's so like almost like clickbait kind of answers and questions.
Right.
It's like, yeah, obviously. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're a woman looking for somebody that's making multi-million dollars a year, I mean, you having your own job in your house is not important to that guy.
Right.
So that's exactly
Right.
that's what the podcast is essentially saying.
And
It's
then-
like you have to what do you have to offer? Which is again, it's like an open ended. It's like a cavern of
Yeah.
answers that you can have, and people can dissect it
Right.
and say and tell you you're wrong anyway. But what, like as Anthony says, but what's important to that guy?
Right.
What's
And-
important to that millionaire?
Yeah.
What
and
is he
then-
looking for?
and
Yeah,
the
but
other
then
thing that
we don't know because it's almost like
well
it's
that's
different. Because like on a wide, pretty broad spectrum, you could say that most women are like they want a man who can provide for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's men who are like, some of you guys are like, well, I want a woman who can, like you said, I can support. But then there's also men who are like, well, I want a woman that can also work and do this and do that, and we can do this together. And then I want a woman who's this, and and so it's just like, really, where do we go from here?
I
You
feel
don't
like you just have to find the one
yeah,
that
you
matches
can't-
your same values.
you can't
right?
generalize. That's kind of what I was getting. It's not a red pill blue pill thing. You have to like you can't just look for a relationship based on this one expectation or like, and the problem with these podcasts is also like, and I'm not like trying to like go for any podcast or anything, but the problem is what it does, especially now, is the way that like we as humans like digest information. Like there's a whole fucking like a bunch of people that, you know, they would say, okay, for example, they would say, okay, in the 50s and 60s there was like pretty fucking like out there racism on like cable networks, right? Like they would say shit that was or misogynistic shit, like the roles would be super misogynist. Oh, that's problematic, it's influencing the culture. Well, like these podcasts now are influencing the culture to where now guys are looking for this one, oh, well, I want my girl to be this, and women are, and it's like, dude, that's again going back to what I said. It can't be this one sentence desire. You have to communicate and interact. It's not just like this like fucking one thing. And like with all these like kind of like podcasts and influences like that are out there, it influences the people to think that it is that way. And that's probably why you're facing frustrations, because you're meeting a lot of guys
That are listening
are-
to these dumbass podcasts.
Right.
or have
Listen
been,
to ours.
or have been influenced, you know, by like, you know, we're like 90s kids here, like they were influenced by their upbringing in the 90s and 2000s, and now they're like influenced by this new wave of like social consciousness and podcasts, and they're kind of like, or not even necessarily podcasts, they could not even be podcast listeners, but just their interaction with other men from now younger generations that are like
In their ears, yeah.
like it makes it like this thing to where like everything is so like polarized, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like politics, religion, and so it's like, yeah, just
I think the problem too is that like everybody, let's just say this, everybody wants somebody that is attractive, but not everybody is attracted to the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think that that's where the kind of it makes it hard to answer that question, you know, because there's no one right answer
Yeah.
for that. And if there is a right answer, that's only a right answer for the person that you're asking.
Yeah, that's very
So
true.
I think the biggest thing is just to ask the person.
I mean, that's the trial and error of dating, right? Is
Yeah.
to really find that puzzle piece that fits with your puzzle piece, and you go, oh yeah, I believe in that too, you know, or those. And I agree with what Anthony said, and we've learned that in our marriage. Not only do your values change, but you change as a human being. You know, like we're what, in our 30s and 40s, and we're like still learning ourselves as humans. So maybe back in the day, I wanted a fucking 666, you know, 6-figure man with fucking pack abs. And then I got older and I was like, wait, that's not actually what's important. So now my values are different. You know what I mean? Like,
He was like, oh,
Off topic.
see, it's possible for it to change.
So off topic, I don't know. I saw somewhere that it's more likely that you're going to meet a millionaire than somebody with a six pack. Because I think in America, there's like 150 million millionaires. And there's 25,000 people with
Actual six pack. But you know what's funny? You don't know that because you look at TV and every dude has a fucking six pack. So you're like, how come with these
I'm
men
like,
around
I
me?
have met plenty of men with six packs before I met some millionaires. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you know that they were millionaires though, or not?
I don't.
But you can see the six pack, so you actually
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, I don't know.
She's like, I still
Also,
want my
too,
six pack.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of motherfuckers
I'm
that be
like,
like, I got a six pack,
Yeah.
and then it's like,
Oh,
I
there's
mean,
that.
I'm probably met some millionaires, but
There's that one question that we asked. So, as a man, would you rather want a woman? What was it that needs you?
to need you or to watch you.
Would you prefer a woman to need you or to want you if you had to only have one?
Oh, to want me.
Want me?
want me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive.
Wow.
I know.
First time
Wow.
I ever heard that.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
No, I've always told girls this. I don't want to be your whole world. I just want to be your favorite part.
Oh, that's cute.
I mean,
Cut the crap.
That is a cute way to say it.
I did. That's why I'm single.
Crap.
Lonnie's gonna be like, that's my favorite part of the episode
Like if men are honest, why would you want somebody that needs you?
because
Yeah,
it makes
no,
them feel like a man.
Because you just said it just a little while ago. You wanna be the supporter. You want her to be the one at home while you go take care of this, that, and the other.
that doesn't mean that she needs me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can still be
mean,
independent.
I mean, I could provide that. That's what I want to. That's what I want to be able to do, but not necessarily like to need me. Like,
Yeah.
that sounds
I've
more
been
like,
told seriously. I've been told because I always say, I don't need a man, I want one. And one time I told this guy, I was like, I don't need you, I want you. Oh, you're one of them women, huh? You don't
he
need
heard the
me.
need. No, he only heard one part of it.
And it's
Yeah.
like, well, you would rather me want you, right? Because when I want you,
that means I want you. Like,
right? Like it's
I ain't
it's-
using you for anything.
He's the
Exactly.
kind of guy that needs to be needed. The three of us are the type of guys that don't. I don't like. With all due respect to my wife and kids, there's a big part of me that's like, I don't want to be needed. Like my life for me, sometimes going back to the other episode about mental health and like all this kind of shit, sometimes my life for me is really fucking overwhelming just getting through a day. And so feeling needed is like another stressor
Pressure.
for me.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I don't want to feel needed, but I love to feel wanted.
Yeah.
But there's definitely dudes out there, for sure,
That wanna be
like they've never been needed. They you know what I mean? Like
it like strokes their dick to be
No,
needed.
but like when did you hear that? Like how long ago? Like years and years ago, or like within the last 4 or 5 months?
I'm not going to give a timeline for a reason.
the timeline is actually important.
it's
Yeah, I'm not giving
within the
timelines,
year.
but it was recent.
Okay.
It's recently and recent years that I've heard this, and I've heard it several times
Yeah.
from different people. And the thing is that when a woman wants you, she's gonna rock with you harder that way than if she needs you. If she needs
Absolutely.
you, it's just
well, there's another guy that can
but-
fulfill those needs.
But I'm gonna tell you
Right.
though that there like nowadays guys have a different definition of need.
Yeah.
right?
That's
So when I ask girls, when they see girls say, "I don't need a man," the instant response from men nowadays, "Oh, you don't need a man except when you got to change your oil, except when you need your house built, except when you need to do the gardening, except when you need plumbing," because those are all
Because-
male dependent jobs, right?
Right.
So when they say, when they hear that, they automatically think that you quote unquote don't need a man, but everything that can be provided like with labor by hand is done by a man.
Yeah.
So that's what they say nowadays, right? So that's this new thing that I've started to see all the time online.
They're listening through this preloaded scope.
Yeah.
Right. So
exactly.
it's not like when I say I don't need a man, I'm not talking about the stuff that you provide. For
Exactly.
Right.
You're looking more like for the like for you. You're looking for, I want this man, not necessarily because I
Exactly.
need to be saved by this guy or
Right.
whatever. And the minute that they see it, it's
This
like a trigger warning.
Yeah.
It's like they're triggered already. They're not
That's
going to
an
listen to the
immature
rest of
man.
your shit. What
Yeah.
you say, you know what I'm saying?
Man, if you want to be insecure or immature, right, and your girl ever tells you,
Here he goes.
I don't need a man, tighten all the jars in the house.
Stupid.
If she want to give you the silent treatment, watch, she's gonna ask you for some help real quick.
I'll just fucking throw the jar on the ground.
There's ways to open it without
Tap
having
it.
a man open it.
Throw it
What
in-
if she's
throw it-
stronger than
throwing
me?
it in his pocket.
What if she works out? You're like,
I'm just telling you what worked out for me.
she's like, oh yeah, you want to fuck
She was
around?
like, "Fuck, I guess I need you."
but you know what I mean? Like most
I
guys
just won't
nowadays.
open it. I'll go.
I'll just go take your credit
just
card and buy
gonna-
some shit.
Right. I'm just gonna go find something else.
We're just
My credit cards are on my phone. I can disable it at any time. Checkmate.
preloaded.
But you know what I mean? Like nowadays, everybody's so easily triggered by these like trigger words.
Yeah.
That it's
Yeah.
almost like the minute you say it, there are I don't know how fast we fucking process it, but we just separate each other.
Right.
Like the
Yeah.
minute you say one thing, oh now you voted for that guy. I say one thing, oh no you voted like bro, I'm just saying it.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
just
don't even know
have-
who the fuck I.
Right. It's my opinion
Yeah.
about this one singular thing.
This one
It
thing
was
that
almost
defines your
like-
entire person.
It's almost like giving you, well, when it comes out of my mouth, it's almost like giving you a compliment if
Right.
I'm saying that I want you.
That's what I
That-
would get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I want you because I'm gonna ride for you differently. My love for you is different than if I needed you. I don't really love you. I just need you here because maybe
You need
I
to open jars at home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Well, see, I'd rather be somebody's preference than what they feel that they're forced to have.
Right. So
right.
that's
know what
the
I'm
same
saying?
Need
thing.
is
Yeah.
like force.
Force.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Love could be completely gone, and you're just like, well, I need to stay here.
But it's amazing how many people like basically like spit out the same stuff you hear on the podcast, and that's why that one reel we had blew the fuck up,
Right.
and people were just arguing about it within themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, which one was that?
So we had a reel that basically spoke on traditional men versus traditional women, and he made a comment saying like, if I'm looking for a traditional, if you guys are looking for a traditional man that provides, that does this, this, and this, and I request a traditional woman in return, then I'm a fucking misogynistic person, and like so people in the comments were like, well, what's the definition of a traditional woman? And women want to like people were fucking. We got like over like 500 comments and fucking hella views on that one. That was
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
That was during my birthday stream.
Yeah, and they were, and then we
They
got
were
a,
like,
we got a
"Why
bunch of
are you
people
eating?"
mad eating that you were eating on the stream.
Listen,
But I mean, to not even to go, it kind of, ties in what we're talking about right now anyways, even off that stream. I low-key kind of agree. Like if a guy is providing for you basically 100% a traditional man, like, your mom and pops or your grandma and grandpa, what are you doing for him? I've seen videos of men going to work, butt crack of dawn, coming home after the sun goes down, and there's no food on the table.
Yeah.
The house isn't clean. You've been home all day. All day.
Oh, because motherhood is the hardest job. No, fucking work on an oil rig, bitch. Go take a bullet.
What's
Like,
that?
you know what I'm
So
saying?
I'm not gonna.
Was
I'm
that-
not gonna
there's,
even respond to what he just said right now.
You know what I'm saying? Oh.
because He
Little
wants
Timmy's
to support
crying,
a woman,
okay.
but then gets mad because she's at home taking care of the kid. Let's stop right now. So, anyways,
Was that Bill Burr? Is that Bill Burr?
Yeah, it was Bill Burr.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
You know what I'm saying?
separate you guys.
let's not even
you
respond
sit
to
over there
this
next
right
time.
here because what? So, listen, yeah, okay, it is hard being a stay-at-home mom. It is. Let's give women credit.
They
where
do deserve that credit, but
is
it's not
due.
it's not the
But-
hardest job.
So, it is hard being at home
Not
with
the hardest.
with them kids, and then
Well, because you're not just taking care of the kids. You're
Right,
like
not- Yeah.
the home manager, the maid, the fucking, like, there's more than just watching the kids. You're the therapist, and then I'm the cook when you come home from work. Like, it's so many things,
Then
you know?
be a deep sea welder and I'll do all that shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
That's what I'm saying. Then if you can do that, then do that, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, you have to not discredit the women that really do feel that it's tough for them, you know?
Oh yeah, I'm not questioning that it's not tough. I'm just saying it's not the hardest job in the world.
okay, but I don't remember anybody saying that it was. We just said it's tough.
Tough, yeah.
Oh, I've heard that many times.
Oh,
Motherhood
okay,
is
so
the
you're coming
hardest job
from
in the world. I was like,
Hearing other
no.
people. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Got it.
the podcast is for other people.
It's like those.
No, I'm
stickers.
saying like you heard it from someone else. We thought you
Yeah.
said
No,
we
no,
said
no.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely think that a woman's or a mother's job is hard. But I also believe it's not the hardest job.
It's like military wife, toughest job in the military. I mean, you believe what you want to believe.
I disagree with that one.
I've seen
Wait, a
people have-
military wife?
Is the toughest job in the military?
I've seen they have stickers.
I have some friends who are military wives, and they go through a lot.
No, they do. No, I'm saying
they go through a lot,
They
but-
go through a lot.
But if your man is about to get shot in Afghanistan, he might be going through a little tougher time than
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean?
I mean,
So
again, believe what you want to believe. That's just like that. I mean, I've seen stickers.
I am a
on
military
cars.
brat, and my mom was with a military guy for up until my 20s. So I definitely know how hard it is for a military wife. But I get where you're coming from too, where it's like, yeah, it's hard, but I'm worrying about not dying. So.
But again, like with that, I also understand that deployment, the wife has to handle everything.
Oh, you're literally
From
like a
finances
single mom.
to
Yeah,
whatever. You're
exactly.
you're
She's
single mom for-
emotionally dying every day.
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause she's still-
okay.
'cause she's still
That's
de-
good job, babe.
See
She's
the
still
other
dealing with you,
podcast,
but I
on
mean, at the
mental
end of the
health.
day,
That's true.
I don't know, man. Being stuck out there getting shot at might be just a tad. I mean, just a tad bit harder.
I think it's a different type of hard, right? There's
Right.
like
There's levels to this.
levels. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's agree with that. There's
levels.
levels.
Yeah.
There you go. There's levels.
But I think it's the fact that there's a sticker and you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's almost like, okay,
well, it's kind of like what we keep
It's so they
saying.
feel good though.
huh?
It's so they feel good about their hard work.
They need a sticker for
Just
their
like
hard
how-
work.
on the back.
Yeah, like their husband gets like Purple Heart, you know, for getting shot, which is really hard to deal with. You got shot, that sucks.
Well,
And
it's fucking, you should run faster.
exactly.
In search of
We're
marksmanship
canceled by
badge.
So
military moms now.
Right.
no, but so the military wives, they need a badge of honor too,
Yeah.
because what they went through was also difficult for them.
Yeah,
In their
what
minds.
if the air conditioning doesn't work that day?
What are you fearing? Housing?
If
you
it's in
just call
Borrego
support.
Springs, that's a problem.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're gonna have to tie it in. So,
How are you gonna tie this in now?
Because
guys,
So all in all, relationships are fucking complicated.
yeah,
And,
exactly.
and again, you go back to what I always say: you go into a relationship looking. You don't go into relationships looking for love. You learn to love the one you found. Work it
So
out.
settle. In
Wow.
In other words,
other words, just settle. All right.
because
Yeah.
what?
Yep.
so
There's nobody I'd rather
the
settle with than you.
maybe I feel the same way about
She
you.
settled for the short guy,
Us.
the 555.
okay.
I'll take it.
I'm okay, guys. No, I'm just kidding. So men only care about looks. They don't give two fucks.
In conclusion,
In conclusion, have some titties and ass, suck dick
Right.
good, and they will be happy. The end.
you know what? Before we
We
end,
could have just summed it up with that.
I know, right?
Oh, okay. No.
I think that if you're like dating and you're looking for something, I guess, serious, I think instead of the question being, what can you bring to the table? Because a lot of times we don't know what you, like you guys said, we don't know what exactly
that means.
that means, or the value. We don't know what is value to you. I think the new question just needs to be, what do you value? What do you see as a valuable woman? What do you see as a valuable man? That should be the new question. Not what do you bring to the table, but what does value mean to you in a man or a woman? And then that would cut all that crap, because then if you're like, well, I'm looking for this, and this is value to me in a woman, or this is value to me in a man, you could be like, oh,
well, that's not me.
All right, cool, bye.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So we're gonna start with that question now. Single people of the world.
Or just have conversations like this. Like, I mean, I don't see it ever being bad if I was like having a conversation with somebody I was dating.
And if you would like to go on a date,
find out what our point of views are,
and have a conversation like this at the Pixel Lounge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you could just hit events,
Yeah,
and you can have a conversation just like this. We'll even set up the camera for you, and you guys can figure your life out.
absolutely. And he's saying we could set it up for you because he knows his ass ain't gonna be here, and I'm gonna do all the work. Maybe
Pointing
Rich.
at me.
Yep.
Wait, are you guys doing like speed dating somewhere or something?
No.
No, we just want people to rent the studio so we can keep on doing this shit.
Speaking of
Oh, we
my second podcast soon. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm saying no. I'm not gonna cut that.
You're just doing it. Come on.
Plugging my other podcast.
No, we are in support of all of our hustles here.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
No, but I'm saying, okay, let me, like, again, it's complicated, and I know that, you know, like, there's a lot of fucking, again, stop watching YouTube and read a book.
Right.
Stop watching
Pick up a
YouTube
book.
and talk to real people in your life.
Right. Have meaningful conversations.
That's right.
Have lots of sex. Don't settle down. Just have lots of sex until you find somebody.
Until you find someone. That's good. Good. Don't, unless you're a child, don't listen to that.
How many children will listen to this?
No, you know, like teenagers that fucking happened upon our fucking podcast because they're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they
Men
see our
always
shorts,
say-
god damn
Yeah,
it.
if they see our fucking shorts, it's all about sex. You know the kids are going to click on it.
Men always
Momo
say
clip.
have lots of sex, and then you try to have lots of sex, and they're like, "Wait, you're
I'm
doing
tired.
too much.
You're doing too much.
That's too
Yep.
much."
I'm tired today.
Challenge accepted.
All right. I think we're going to call it
I'll
after
be honest,
that.
I'm one of those guys. You know, sometimes I like to chase, and if I'm, yeah, whatever.
Okay, that's another
why I'm single.
podcast. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to use our code TheBabes10 for Mikey's Meals if you want to order some food. What are you doing?
It's gonna be somewhere.
Oh, it's here
On the
somewhere.
screen.
Okay. I was like, what is
I'm
happening?
not editing that. No, it's gonna be in the
It's
comment
right
section
here.
down below.
Yeah.
No, it's right
In the
there.
description.
Wait, it's up here.
In the description, the thing's moving around.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.